Hey guys, this is Z. I'm here to talk to you today about the difference between right and wrong. And this is a huge topic, and I'm super excited about it too, because I feel like there's so many people who are just so lost and got carried away by life and all the madness that's within this world. And seeing people kill each other and people die of certain illness and use these toys of technology and not really know what they're spending their life on, where they're putting their energy and their attention, and that's sad and that's messed up and it's confusing and it shouldn't be that way. Just point blank, it really shouldn't. And I want to say F you to every single system that lets us get away with that, because it's not holding ourselves to the proper standard that we need to have at this point to even keep our world going, which is super important for us to be able to actually make something worthwhile of any of this, which I feel like we kind of have yet to do, even though we've made so many miraculous big things in this life. We have to be able to use things with the right intentions in mind, and to have heaven at our forefront of our gates, that we're healing, and that instead of poisoning the well of information and life that we have to give to all of us, that we use our magic and our abilities and our gifts and every talent that we have to be able to make something good for ourselves and for the planet and the animals and everything that we were put in charge of and our responsibilities, and not to forget that while we're busy fighting each other and ourselves and dragging up trauma from a battle that we helped start in the first place. Otherwise, we would not be divinely responsible to even feel the pain from it. Honestly. And it can be kind of indirect. We just have to recognize what our true role has been in that, and not let liars find their way into the seeds of our garden, and not let people tell us that everything has a right to be questionable and everything has a right to be confusing, because that is just tripping, guys. Like, honestly, that is like losing your nuts and bolts and being sacrificed for something. And if you're ready to be a martyr, I please hope that you have left your legacy in a place that you can be happy for, and that your will is shown in a way that the light that you have carried within you is bred and guides someone to the proper direction for their life, and something that will actually help benefit the world as a whole. If you can manage to do that, then you are on the right track. And I'll try to make this quick and painless, but I really, really wanted to say to you guys, this indecision, it has an element of evil about it. You have to be forewarned. This is a gray area, and gray is something that dims our light, and it's something that takes away our power and our freedoms and tries to damage our responsibilities, which we are responsible for. It's something that we have committed to. It's not something that's flimsy or fickle or flaky. We can't just short ourselves on this. This is where our lifeline comes from, okay? Like, our responsibilities are things that we need to be kept on, things that we need to be upstanding on, and not something that we just throw to the wind and flush down the toilet or throw in the dumpster or anything like that. You can't place God on that corner and ask Him just to remove all of the trash as you throw it back into the ocean. We have been making this so much harder than it has to be. I'm telling you guys, if you just accept that questionable activity as a red flag and it's a tripwire, you need to be careful of something and you need to turn the other way so you can finally forget about it so it doesn't keep damaging us, then admit it, okay? The things you don't know, it's hurting you, okay? It's a minus, okay? It's not a plus. It never will be. It never can be. Just forget about that. That is a lie, and you do not want to be influenced in that way to actually believe about that, okay? I say there are things that I don't know, but that is a sin of mine, okay? That means I'm walking the wrong direction, and the answers will have a harder time finding me, and that is not a place that I want to stay. That is not a place that I want to hunker down and get on my bootstraps and say, this is just surviving mode now, because I don't have all my needs met if I'm in a place of having the unknown. And if you're scared and if you're angry, you have made a home there, at least a fort, okay? And that's not the place that you want to stay. It's really not. The place where you will be able to get your work done is where you can actually focus and concentrate your energy, where you have that as an option. But if it's like you have magic hands and your chi is flowing through you, turn that off, guys. Really, that's the place you want to be at? I seriously doubt that. Like, we are divine beings, okay? I just want to remind you that. I've been praying on people. I need to do it so much more, honestly. But I just wanted to come from a good place today to tell you that there is a way out of this gray area, and there is a way out of this potential evil, this place that is so dangerous to walk in, that can trip us up. And it's not a guarantee that it is going to be unrighteous for us. Okay, I want to tell you right now, that's the thing that gets so many people confused and say, yeah, it's not so bad here. You got lucky, you are protected, you have divine guidance, you have some reminder from your past, or something that you found in your present, maybe in your future, that is reminding you that yes, something is working for you, but it's not coming from that direction, ladies and gents. It's coming from somewhere entirely different, some other mindset or way that you have made for yourself, or that God has made for you, that makes it that much easier. It doesn't mean that whatever thing that you don't know, or you're acting questionable, or having a moral dilemma, or confused about, that stuff is not right for you, okay? It literally is the way that if you walked it, you would go down the path of evil and actually end up in a really bad place. And you just gotta walk out of that. Like, run as fast as you can, use your super speed, like your super saiyan, I don't care, whatever it takes, eat some magical fruit. Like, just change the flavor, change the personality enough that you were able to get out of there, honestly, not just faking it, like not just telling yourself, I just have to wait until it passes. Sometimes it will find its own way out. Sometimes the trash takes itself out, as people say. Sometimes there's things working in different directions where we get lucky and we don't have to worry about that. But that's not something that we should rely on as being 100%. I've really seen lately that some people's moral scanner is broken, and I want to be able to help that, but you can't let it rub off on you either. You got to take it as you can and know when to jump out and take some time for yourself. And for the people who actually know a little bit more about how to assess their lives and how to adjust things appropriately, and how to get that scan overview of what is right and wrong, and actually be honest about that as far as something that will work for them, you know? And it is a lot easier just to have things work for you and maybe like one or two other people, a handful of people that you know, but there's potential for more. That's not super hard to accomplish. I would like to say it's easy. It really depends on what situations you were born into. But speaking to your birthright, there is a time where someone could have literally said your name out loud and done you justice before. There is a time where they sensed who you really are and they just didn't verbalize it, but they may have given an expression, a hint, a clue that they're like, I see you. You are right there and I believe in your existence. But if you can't even handle it to work for yourself, like, what can I really tell you? Liar, liar, pants on fire, because you're obviously not admitting some things that are really important to your success, which is like the whole point. So what the hell are you doing? What are you even on right now? Because I do not want a piece of that. Guys, just be safe and remember, at least be as good as the people that put you here, and the God that put you here, and the planet that you live on that lets you be here. And if you can't handle that, the floor is lava. Live with it. And maybe just a hint, you could try learning how it is to water something. That could be really useful. Just saying, like, we have this magic ability to be able to make something fruitful, especially if it already is. It just makes it easier. So use what you've got and accent all of these important attributes about yourself if you can, the highlights, and get your butt up and keep your chin up. And someone said ice forward. I'm trying to understand exactly what that means right now. Stay lit, stay woke. I'll talk to you guys later, and good luck.